Hello dear friends, today we can discuss the T2 shine-through phenomenon. I have an example here and it's a good opportunity to share it with you. This is a case of a 23-year-old young female patient with chronic headaches, and as a incidental finding I found this one. This is a T2 flare image. We can see a slight increase in signal intensity in this region. This is the T2 turbospin echo image. We can see a bright lesion. It is located between the central aspect of the left internal capsule and the caudate nucleus. This is a T1 image. It shows low signal intensity in T1, bright in T2. This is the SWI image. There is no evidence of hemorrhage. This is a T1 post-contrast. There is no evidence of enhancement. And this is the interesting point. This is the diffusion image. We can see it as a bright spot. So one can think that there is a restriction in the diffusion, but we have always checked the ADC, the apparent diffusion coefficient, to confirm this impression. So this is a diffusion and this is the ADC. So as you can see, it is bright in the ADC and the diffusion. And what does it mean? When you see in the brain a bright lesion in diffusion weighted imaging and also white on the apparent diffusion coefficient, the ADC mapping, okay, it is a typical finding of T2 shine-through phenomenon, and it indicates that the tissue has normal or increased water diffusion rather than restricted diffusion, and this is very important to differentiate. In contrast, true restricted diffusion, for example in an acute stroke, will show up as white on DWI but dark on ADC. And now, given the opportunity of this example, I will list down the possible explanations of this lesion in theory, not just for this case. Okay, the first we can think, for example, is a vasogenic edema. For example, fluid leaking into the extracellular space due to inflammation, tumor, or ischemia. Another underlying cause would be a certain metabolic toxic disorders like extrapontine myelinolysis or mitochondrial encephalopathy. Another explanation could be a subacute hemorrhage, blood products that cause brightness across multiple sequences. Finally, another explanation could be T2 prolonged lesions like cysts, demyelination, MS, slow flow vascular malformation, and some others. So, bright in ADC and also bright in diffusion. This is typical of T2 shine-through phenomenon. Dear friends, thank you and see you next time.